Alright, hello everybody, welcome back to Cal Cup. Today we have a match between Vayne and Nepkin. Vayne being seed 7, a very strong player all the way from China. Going up against Nepkin, seed 58, but seeding doesn't really matter. I've seen some crazy upsets happen in various tournaments, no matter the seeding, so let's see how this goes. Vayne being an amazing all-rounder, I'd say. This guy can really just do anything. I am not very familiar with Nepkin on the other hand, so we will see how the matchup goes. And let's see what their strategies are. Vayne being a higher ranking on the Yosu side, maybe signaling that his raw skill might be a tiny bit stronger, so I'm just expecting them to maybe pick into the EX picks, just trying to test Nepkin's raw skill alone. But first, we have to see the rolls, of course. And Nepkin on 19, not a very strong roll, but it could be worse. And Vayne rolls actually 16. So Nepkin having the advantage of choosing the tempo of this match. Nepkin can choose who protects and bans first. Or Nepkin needing a second to decide on his strategy. We're seeing an LN1 protect, we're seeing LN coordination protected. It's one of the slower maps in the LN section. LN3 being very technical and pretty rhythmic, actually LN2 just being density, just the most physical LN pattern you can pretty much have. Let's see what Vayne chooses. Nepkin protecting LN1 maybe signals that they prefer playing the LN hybrid side of the pool. And that is exactly what Vayne thought as well, protecting Rise 1. Usually LN players are just not as proficient on Rise as LN, of course. And Vayne also bans LN density, just playing fully into the Rise side of the pool. You're seeing also Rise 4 ban, we will not be seeing Promise. Promise is a very low star rating map, but it's just very deceiving as this map is very difficult no matter the star rating. Alright, and Nepkin will have the first pick. They cannot pick LN2, it has been banned, so they have to choose something else. If they really want to stick to the LN pool, they could pick LN1, they won't protect, LN3, or EX2. There's also hybrids that Nepkin could be proficient on, just based on his LN focus playstyle, I'd assume. And we are seeing LN3. We are seeing LN Tech, the polyrhythm song, very difficult to sharpshoot just because of the nature of polyrhythms. It is not regular at all. You have to be on your guard all the time in order to get good ratio on this kind of map. It is, however, only OD7, which is a bit low compared to like the Rise pool. We're seeing like OD8 across the board and OD9 on the core jack pick. So OD7 a bit more lenient. We will see how the players do. And it seems to me that this will be another Rise versus LN match. Both players are ready, starting off very quickly. A 2-minute map. I'd say it is on the shorter side. It is not a TV-sized map. It is just a tiny bit longer, but we'll see how they do. Nepkin already dropping some ratio on this polyrhythm star. It is very difficult to hit it properly. I absolutely understand, and yeah, just dropping a bit of accuracy. Vayne on the other hand, just performing flawlessly pretty much. 99.85 just coming from the intro. But don't get deceived, the intro is very, very difficult no matter how low density there is. Alright, we're done with the first tiny ki. Vayne with a 5,000 point difference. It's looking very comfortable on this map. Despite Nepkin choosing to play on the LN side of the pool, protecting LN1 and picking LN3 first, they don't seem to be doing very well on this polyrhythm chart. Just dropping accuracy every now and then. Vayne holding on to 99.6, which is a very, very strong score. But we are seeing our first break part, and both are still holding the full camo, which is very, very important in this game. Just the accuracy difference that really makes the Nepkin lose right now. But we're getting to the second ki. It is getting a little bit dense. And it doesn't look like Vayne completely unflinching, still holding 99.6, just hitting all the patterns like it's nothing at all. Nepkin losing accuracy ever so slightly, just releasing or hitting a tiny bit late. The error bar just on the right side, just by a tiny bit, and it looks like Vayne will be getting the first breakpoint of this pick. Nepkin chugs on the anchor at the very ending of this pick, and Vayne wins the first breakpoint. Only 5-200 compared to Nepkin's 22. Absolutely amazing performance by Vayne. Unfortunately, the Nepkin's first pick did not go as planned, but there is still chance for comeback. Vayne with the next pick. I am just fully expecting Vayne to go into the rice pool, just based on this protect. And it seems Vayne will be picking to the EX pool, but which one? We will be seeing EX1. EX1, of course, it is an expert pick. It is much harder than the rest. It is a rice mix difficult chart. 3.5 minutes long OD8, almost 5 stars. Just don't be deceived by the star rating. It may not seem very high, but trust me, it is a very difficult map. Alright, players are ready. Starting off very, very quickly. Vayne probably very comfortable on the harder maps. Just very confident picking first into the EX pool. And yeah, Vayne starting off quite strong at 99.83 and slowly, yeah, just managing around 99.83. Nepkin a tiny bit behind, but still easily within striking range in case Vayne finds a miss or two. Maybe even a nasty accuracy drop. Nepkin can still get this point, but it's still very early on in this map, so it has not been decided yet. Right, getting into this like a little swing part. Nepkin losing some accuracy and finding a miss. Finally, it will increase for Vayne. It is already at almost 7,000 points. Vayne holding on very strong. Nepkin adding another miss to the board. Just barely above, actually under, around 99% accuracy. Nepkin struggling just a tiny bit compared to Vayne. As I said before, Vayne just betting on the raw skill difference for the EX pool. And absolutely just an amazing performance by Vayne currently. 99.78, 20,000 point difference, not even halfway through this map. Nepkin just struggling. What else can I say? This map is not made for him, I suppose. Struggling to keep combo, struggling to keep accuracy. It just might be a little bit too fast for Nepkin, unfortunately. Well, you're halfway through this map, and it will be a little bit more dense in the second part. Just ever so slightly getting into the second swing. Techie part, like this dumpy little pattern. 25,000 points in favor of Vayne currently. It is a very long map, so there's a chance Stamina might catch one of the players off guard and just absolutely destroy their score at the very end of this map. Nepkin adding another miss. That is not a very good sign for Nepkin. It's looking like a very decided pick already. Vayne already 40,000 points in favor. It is a large difference for Osumania. I don't think there's a chance of a comeback unless Vayne really messes up or just loses all his stamina right now. Alright, getting to the last part of this song. 50,000 points for Vayne currently. It is a massive difference. Nepkin just struggling with the speed of this chart. Adding another miss. It seems it has been already decided. Vayne will be leading the match with 2-0 right now. We might see an FC on the EX pool from Vayne. Let's see if it happens. And he does it. We are seeing a 99.75 FC for Vayne. 1-6 ratio pretty much, and 1-100. Absolutely amazing play coming from Vayne. Nepkin struggling. It is the EX pool after all. It is a bit higher in terms of raw skill. Just an unfortunate pick, I suppose. On the bright side though, Nepkin, it is Nepkin's pick, and they are picking Hybrid 1, which is actually like one of the more physical picks in the pool, I'd say, including the EX pick and tiebreaker, of course. It is like a generic streamy hybrid, but it doesn't mean it's slow by any means. It is 200 BPM and 3 minutes long as well, so stamina might come in play yet again. We're starting off very quickly. As I said, it is a streamy hybrid. Vayne finding some accuracy drop at the very beginning, but making a comeback right now. Nepkin still holding around 99.5. Just ever so slightly fluctuating, just dropping a tiny bit. Vayne is in the lead currently. Getting into the first slow part of the song. Vayne with a very tiny lead, but any kind of lead is enough to give Vayne a point. They really need to win. Vayne still gaining accuracy after that initial drop at the very beginning, already at 99.6. Already quarter through this map, and point difference is not very big. It's less than 2,000 points. Getting into the first faster part, and Vayne still gaining accuracy despite the pattern. Nepkin still dropping, already down to 99.38, just a tiny bit behind, struggling also slightly. And it seems Nepkin might also have some technical issues. I mean, not really issues, it's just that his keyboard is only 125 Hz, so with his BPM, you will be seeing those kind of like holes in the UR bar, just because of the keyboard's refresh rate just fitting it perfectly with the BPM of the song, unfortunately. Vayne still holding on very strong though, 99 point, the funny number, 67. Getting into the second break part. It will be getting a little bit denser in the ending now. Amount of points is a little bit low compared to the progress of the map, so big misses really matter now, and Nepkin finds the first drop, actually extending the lead in favor of Vayne. Vayne still holding pretty much the same accuracy, just dropping ever so slightly. I wouldn't even call this a drop, honestly. Maintaining amazing accuracy. Nepkin struggling ever so slightly with keeping up with Vayne, but I suppose it is a large seeding difference. It was very close up until the first miss of Nepkin. Unfortunately, there were some misses coming from them, and this really just put the nail in the coffin. And it seems Vayne will receive the second break point and the third point in a row. And Vayne, another FC on his account, 15,000 points in the lead. Only 5-100 compared to Nepkin's 24. It is just an overall better performance on this map in particular. And we're seeing an instant pick again. Vayne seeing Nepkin struggles and picking EX2 again, betting on the difference in raw skill to receive a point. Again, it's one of the longer maps in the pool. It is almost 3 minutes long. Right, but it's getting ready very quickly. OD 7.2, it is a bit on the lower side. I mean, it is LN. LN maps tend to have a lower overall difficulty setting, just because of the sometimes density or sometimes just 3-kill releases, and it's very difficult to hit like minimum 300s. Vayne starting off very strong, resetting. Right, getting through the intro, getting into like the denser part very soon. We're seeing some density already. Vayne still holding on very strong. Nepkin is recovering though. The lead is not very high right now, so anything can happen. Even if, I mean, if Vayne misses, pretty much Nepkin's lead. I'm sorry. If Vayne misses, Nepkin will receive the lead right now. But it doesn't look like it's going to happen very soon. Vayne is very consistent, just not missing on any of the maps just yet. We're already halfway through this map, no misses on either side, which is a very good sign for Nepkin, but the accuracy difference is really what makes Vayne win right now. 5,000 points of lead, Vayne looking just a tiny bit more comfortable on fast maps. Right, transition into a second drop, and Nepkin unfortunately finds a miss on that, extending the lead even further and further. It is not looking very good for Nepkin. The last quarter of the map left, Nepkin just releasing or hitting just ever so slightly late, or maybe just not that consistently as Vayne does. Vayne actually leaning into the early side of things, but it is not enough for him to lose accuracy, honestly. Some inverse patterns and Vayne hitting them perfectly. Nepkin as well. Map is slowly coming to an end. Doesn't look like there's enough time for Nepkin to make a comeback in this pick. And it seems Vayne has won the 4th point in a row and is looking just very good for Vayne. It is an amazing match for them. Actually, surprisingly, Vayne having more 300s, like the non-perfect ones. Just Nepkin, 5 misses really hurts a lot. Nepkin just needs to Nepkin needs to reverse sweep if they want a chance of winning, pretty much. Not only do they have to win 4 points in a row, they also have to win a tiebreaker. And Nepkin choosing hybrid too, and more of a Jackie kind of hybrid. That was right. It is match point for Vayne. First to 5 wins this match. So if Vayne wins this pick, pretty much the match is over, and Vayne advances to the next round. And Nepkin is knocked down. But if Nepkin wins, we will just continue playing until the first player reaches 5 total points. Nepkin catching a few 200s at the very beginning, just a tiny bit behind yet again, same story. Vayne holding on very strong through this very slow intro, 99.82. Slowly building into the first key eye. Let's see how the players do. Alright, first key eye. Vayne hitting it pretty much flawlessly. So was Nepkin actually just holding very good accuracy on that. Oh! That was a major slip up, losing a lot of accuracy and missing on top of it. The lead immediately goes to Vayne. Just jumped all the way up to 27,000 pretty much. That was instant. That was a very nasty miss. Getting into the second slow part. Nepkin. It's not looking too good for them. 32,000 points, it's very hard to recover from. I don't think it's happening, but we've seen the miracles happen before. Anything can happen. Vayne can also find a very messy miss, and the tide will go to Nepkin actually, but getting to the second difficult part of this map. Nepkin finding another rather messy drop, just barely above 98%, while Vayne holding amazing accuracy. 60,000 points of a difference. I don't think it's happening for Nepkin, unfortunately. It is not Vayne not missing a single time throughout this entire match. Absolutely insane. Unfortunately, it is a sweep for Nepkin. Just not being able to perform as well as Vayne on any of the maps. Vayne winning this match and advancing to the next round of the winner's bracket. Vayne will be facing the winner of Girl Pop and ERDFS, as Nepkin falls to the loser's bracket and will be facing the loser of that exact same match. So, congratulations to Vayne for winning quite cleanly, actually. No misses and no points dropped at all. That was an amazing performance from Vayne. As well as good job to Nepkin putting up a fight on some of the maps. Just not enough to overcome Vayne. And I think that will be it for this match. I was Tutzos commentating this match. And thank you all for watching. I'll see you later.